Kia ora, Libra. This is your reading for this new moon in Leo, which is coming up on the 28th. I think it's the 28th of this month, July. It's only a couple of days away now. New moon in Leo. So we'll have to remember to have a bit of fun. There's quite a few things going on at the moment. Anyway, let's just get into the storyline today. Remember, these are tarot readings, intuitive tarot. So if they don't resonate, leave it. If it does resonate, that's fabulous. And do check out your moon, ascendant, Venus and Jupiter if you know what they're in for a more holistic view. All the readings will be up later today. So on that note, Libra, what's happening? We have the Four of Discs. Are we holding on to something we could afford to let go of? You know, it's a strong card, the Four of Discs. We all need that. We all need security. We all need a level of stability, you know. Sometimes, though, that balance gets out of whack, doesn't it? And possibly we could get things moving if we let go of something. Now, that something could be anything around just we can't stop time, and therefore we really can't stop movement for too long. We get the Queen of Cups here, a very self-fulfilling cup, a self-generator, a sort of love battery generator, really. But there's a large aspect of that is having a level of emotional detachment. Allows for us to be, you know, we're like embodying this Queen of Cups is like a it's like a sort of been a fine veil of filtration, you know, and the flow can come in and go out and come in, and we know that our cup is basically always full. There's something about attachments here. I do feel, Libra. We have Judgment flying out. Judgment, when all the chickens come home to roost. Have we got enough room in the coop for them to roost? Judgment, past, present, future. We see it like a reel of film in front of us as a kind of reminder that says, well, you know, okay, all right, so what next? That's what I'm getting, Libra. And one more card, and then we can clarify as we do, as we always do. One more card. We get the Magician with that wand. We get the Magician, Hermes, Mercury, messenger of gods, having access to places that not everyone has access to. Isn't that right? Are we underestimating that ability within ourselves? Are we somehow fearful of that, Libra? I don't know. Let's just see. Fearful of the ability to extend more. Yourself, that is. I do sort of see that here. It's just from starting with that Four of Discs. We have the Fool coming out. You know, you are your own for want of a better word, you are your own authority. You know, the Fool speaks of new journeys, fresh beginnings, all of that, not being encumbered by the past. There's something that's holding you back at the moment. I see it here. There is something possibly for some Librans holding you back. We have the beautiful Ace of Cups popping out. Is this something about the nature of, you know, this is a gift that we see that comes to us. We give it form, whatever way you want to understand that to be, we give this form. And sometimes it's actually all around us and it just needs like an activation. But anyway, I wasn't really concentrating. So let's see. We're looking at the Four of Discs. The Four of Discs, we get the Five of Cups. You know, I was just thinking that sometimes, you know, our idea of, it sounds a bit odd, but our idea of love, you know, we all have different ideas about what love is and how it is played out and how it presents itself depending on how we were brought up, or like there's so many different factors involved in that. Sometimes, you know, we might think love is sort of something that binds us as opposed to the opposite. And so restriction is an element that goes with your idea of love, or it could be the opposite. So we're all different, aren't we? Anyway, looking at the Four of Discs, the Four of Discs, we get the Five of Cups. Perspective here. This is a card of lessons in perspective. In the Thoth deck, it's called disappointment, and that is really what it's all about. Because we're looking at the three down, 3 cups down. We've got 2 that are still full. Something didn't work out the way we wanted it to. Oh, we shift our perspective on that. We shift our perspective here. We learn the lesson of the Five of Cups, that, and this sort of is about movement as well, that you can't stay in, though it's not unheard of. You can't stay in the Five of Cups forever. And you also can't stay in the Four of Discs forever, because nothing is static, is it? Maybe in dreamland, you know, but I mean, nothing is, because we get sick of it, or things change around us and we start to see things in a different way. Everything is so fluid in this life, Libra. Queen of Cups. We get the Chariot, movement through balance. There's something about this here, about sort of wanting to hold on to something, knowing that you can't, but that sort of uncomfortable, the discomfort of knowing that movement comes. Change comes, all of that, Libra, you know. So we're looking at that Queen. We get the Chariot, the balanced figures here at the front, the Crab. That is movement, and it's work and action. movement and action. Action and movement. It can only move if it's totally balanced. This is the whole thing about the Chariot. Anyway, Libra, it's an unusual reading. Let's look at Judgment. Judgment for Libra. We need to work with other people. We get the 3 of discs here. 3 of discs. We're building something. Or we may have built something, but this is about foundational building and actually seeing others as a resource, because others are a resource. I mean, I do get a sense, Libra, like it's not just all about you here at all, is it? It's not just about what you want. That's what I feel. Sorry, Libra. We consider others, don't we? But we also need to offer that level of, I'm speaking about compassion here, and inclusion. But we need to give that to ourselves first. I mean, if you can't do that with people around you, then you're not doing it for yourself. This might be quite specific for some Librans out there, but anyhow, you know, maybe you're looking at a situation or something within your life and you know, in this judgment thing, right? And you think, wow, I actually really want to do this. I want to start this. I want to build this. And this is going to take me into the next section of my life or period or cycle. I say that because we've got the Wheel of Fortune. You know, and we all know, isn't this gorgeous? I love this card. We all know sometimes we really feel we're on top of that wheel, and other times it's like each time it goes around, it's just knocking us in the bum or something, and it hurts. We can't quite get back on the Wheel of Fortune, you know. Sometimes we're off it. Sometimes we're on it. This is just the way. It's the way of life, isn't it? So we make a choice. We choose to make decisions. That creates movement. Choice is it is primarily our one true power, is our ability to choose, and yet how loaded that is often. It's like, oh my God, if I make the wrong decision, the world's, you know, it's like, but we don't just get limited range of opportunity. We seek that, and it is endless. Libra. Let's have a look at this Magician. Let's have a look at the Magician. So there's quite a lot of balance, you know, well, there always is in Libra readings, isn't it? But looking at the Magician, there are always periods of time, especially when it's winter, because everything slows down and it's winter here in Aotearoa. And it really is winter. It's been wet, miserable, grey for weeks now. You know, and things do feel like they've slowed down, do feel like they're a bit stuck. And I guess, you know, it's often that thing. We just have to be quite nice and nurturing to ourselves at times like this. Okay, so we're looking at Libra. So we're looking at the Magician here. We have 2 cards that came out with this lovely Magician. Now, the Magician is an activator, is a choice maker, is a very fluid character. So we have 2 cards. We've got the 8 of Swords, self-limitation. Thoth deck, it is called interference because it's as if, you know, self-limitation, it's a, what do they say? It's an inside job, right? Because it's your limitations, the limitations you place on yourself. They might not be, they could be habits, they could be anything, you know. So the bound figure is actually not bound. We're just standing there, able to walk away, do whatever, make any choice that you want. I'm not marginalising people here that are very limited by external events around them, external sort of, or situations where they are limited. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the basics of self-limitation on a psychological level. So we're not really bound here, Libra. And with that, we have the Princess of Swords, who sees the need for defense. Now, there is a purpose sometimes to this period of flailing around, exerting a lot of energy for absolutely no reason, because there is nothing behind those clouds. But of course the princess can't see that. It appears to be quite ominous. There's nothing there. And at some point they disperse, and this Princess of Swords sees that there's nothing there. And then, you know, it's like, okay then, there's nothing there. You know, we can trick ourselves into all sorts of things, and we are bound by our habits and our comfort zones and all of that sort of thing. But it's just as if in this reading that there's so much on hand, there's so much positive stuff, Libra, and I think you feel a bit stuck at the moment. Let's just get a Brian Froud card. And that other people are a resource, and one shouldn't be backward in coming forward asking for support and assistance there. Other people are a resource. We get the Singer of Intuition here, this beautiful purple card. It's all lit up. Trust yourself. Libra, trust yourself. I wish the colours, the true colours, would come out, because it's all purples and blues. It's really lovely. Singer of Intuition. Should we get one more Brian Froud Pixie and Fairy card? Oops, what was that? Trust your intuition. And of course there's a difference between mental mind chatter, the incessant mind, and your intuitive voice. And we work hard at understanding that, don't we? We get Sylvanus of the Forest, beautiful Sylvanus, paradoxical card. Removes the mask of truth to reveal the truth. And here we have the sacral area all lit up. This connector, the connector with, in terms of relationships and our relationships with other people, our connections with other people. Very interesting. Now, Libra, we'll get a journey map card. Let's look for a little, I'm just spreading them out here. Let's find a card. Pull this one. What do we got? Yay! Perfect. We have Lady Luck. Now, Lady Luck, for all your efforts, Libra, Lady Luck actually sees you in the crowd, right? And she can see your efforts, your hard work, your intentions, your struggles, all of those things. And so when she sees you in that crowd, she is well beside you. What did I say? Well beside you. She is right there, easing the path as you move forward. This is what Lady Luck does. She knows that struggle. She's there to help. On that note, Libra, take good care. Enjoy this new moon. Let's hope that the clouds disperse. Where's that Princess of Swords gone? Let's hope that the clouds disperse and we can see the lovely new moon in Leo. And don't forget to have some fun, enjoyment, etc. Okay, Libra, take care. Ka kite, bye. Toodle.